West Virginia announces their game promotions for the 2026-2027 football schedule, and Paul Finebaum doesn't believe in Mike Hawkins. Let's talk about it.
We got a lot of grit. We got a lot of hardworking people. Don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. West Virginia Mountaineers, don't ever quit. God bless the Mountaineers, and God bless West Virginia.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Hard Edge Podcast. We're happy to be here. It's July 7th. We're less than a month away from college football starting back. Maybe a little bit more than that, but it feels like it. We got some fun things going on to get us hyped for the season, and we have a great episode on our hands today, so let's get straight into it. Let's get a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about in this episode. So WVU announces their football schedule, game promos. So what if you don't know what the WVU's game promos are? It's like Stripe the Stadium, Coal Rush, Gold Rush, and this year, Whiteout. So we'll be talking about that. Also, Paul Finebaum, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he is not a believer in Mike Hawkins. We're going to talk about that and what he said about Rich Rod. Also, we're going to be previewing a little bit of West Virginia's basketball schedule. They already have a jam-packed schedule full of top 25 teams. And also, on SI, I made 100 predictions before the season, and we're going to be going over 5 of those like we've been doing for the past few episodes. So let's get straight into it. West Virginia announces their game promotions. So we're going to go through their few game promotions they've made. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Some of them are just like family night and like senior days. Not big ones, not very fun, but still got to talk about them. So September 5th, that's the one I'm going to be going to versus Coastal Carolina. It's going to be a whiteout in remembrance of Pat White and the times that he played here. They have only did a whiteout one other time, so it's going to be really fun. It's going to be, I bet you it's going to look great on TV. I'm excited for this game. And tell me in the comments, which game are you most excited for this season, this home game schedule? So my favorite right now is either Oklahoma State is going to be a Gold Rush, so that's the third game. That's probably my favorite right now. I think it's going to be one of the most crowded ones, and I think we'll be hyped because I think we'll be 3-0. 2-0 by then, but we'll get to that later. So the second game that they announced is September 12th versus UT Martin. That's going to be Family Day. That's not very fun, but I guess it's fun for the families, and I don't really know what they do on Family Day, but I guess they maybe do fun stuff for the kids or something, but it's also sponsored by Coke, whatever that means. That's just what I read off of WV's website. So that's not the coolest, but I guess let's get straight back into the next fun ones, the not-so-boring ones. So September 26th, that's versus Oklahoma State. That's the one I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a Gold Rush. I was hoping it's going to be Stripe the Stadium because they did that last year and it looked really good. But Gold Rush would also be cool if they could actually do it right and not leave the top. If the students could show up, it would look so cool because usually the students like the crowd at the bottom of the section and not even sit in their seats, but I think they should just try to sit in their seats. I know they just want to be closer to the field, but it doesn't make it look very good. Maybe they should shrink the student section to make it so it fills in the stadium and more people can get in that actually want to watch and not just cram in. So the fourth game versus October 10th versus Arizona. This is going to be the Coal Rush game. I thought it was going to be in Cincinnati because that's kind of a upcoming rivalry. I don't really think it's a rivalry, but I feel like the Big 12 is trying to make it a rivalry, but I don't think it will ever be. But it looks like this is going to be the Coal Rush. Hopefully it's a night game, not like a daytime game. That wouldn't be very good. So that would not look good, and it'd be super hot for all the fans if there was going to be a blackout in the hot sun. So the next game, October 17th versus Cincinnati. This is going to be Stripe the Stadium. That's my favorite, probably one this year, other than Whiteout because it's new. I love how the Stripe Stadium looks, but I'm not sure how they're going to do it this late in the season. They don't usually do the Stripe the Stadiums or any of these later in the season other than the Coal Rush because usually the people going into the later parts of the season We've been trying to do true blue at the end of the season. So we used to do that a lot. We haven't did that in a few years, but I think they ended that because they just don't want to wear it because it's so cold out. People just want to wear jackets and toboggans, and they don't really want to have to wear something. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't even know if anybody will show up because they don't want to be forced to do anything. Or I think people will definitely show up, but I don't think they'll wear it. I don't think this one will be as good than the first four. So let's get on the last few. This is November 14th versus Kansas. It's going to be Heroes Day. I think that's something with the hospital, maybe for the kids with cancer or something. Fact check me. I'm going to fact check that after the show. Probably should have looked that up. But I'm assuming it's for cancer or for kids in the hospital or just anybody in the hospital. So that'll be cool. Maybe they'll do something at halftime to wave at the children or something. So, and then the second to last one we have here is November 21st versus Houston. It's going to be senior day, so they're all going to walk in a tunnel, and Rich Rod's going to shake their hand, and they're going to announce it over the loudspeaker. So I always like watching that. They'll probably wear a true. That's usually what the true blue is. Usually wear blue on the last game. I'm stuttering right here. So they usually wear blue on the last game, but I don't know. They don't have it as true blue, so I think it might just be a normal game. So I wish some of these were a little bit earlier in the season, so people would actually wear blue or stripe the stadium. Because I think the one that's going to work the most is probably whiteout. I think that's probably going to be the most packed out, or Gold Rush versus Oklahoma State. I don't think the Stripe Stadium versus Cincinnati is going to be very good. I think unless we're undefeated by that time, because if we are not, I don't know if anybody will. It won't be packed. Actually, depends how good Cincinnati is this year. If they're really good, maybe we could pack it out, but I was hoping that was going to be the blackout game because people always like to wear black when it's colder because I think it reflects the sun and it warms you up a little bit. So I think that will be good. No, I got it. It conducts it, so it'll make you warmer. I need to get back into science class. So next subject, Paul Finebaum is not a fan of Mike Hawkins. He says that Mike Hawkins wasn't overly impressive in the SEC. But he also said that he loves Rich Rod and he loves his game. He thought it was a good move to hire him back. But he also said Mike Hawkins could still do some stuff because he was playing against a really good defense that year in the SEC. And something else that he didn't say, but this is something I looked up. Oklahoma's offensive line was one of the worst the year he was playing there. Put this into consideration. WVU's offensive line, which we thought was the worst offensive line we had ever at WVU, allowed 91 pressures out of 381. That sounds really bad. But guess how many Oklahoma allowed? They allowed 152 out of 495. That's a big difference. That's triple almost. Sorry, I keep looking down, but I have really small and bad handwriting, so I have to keep looking down. Usually I could kind of just use my eagle eyes and just look down really quick, but I'm going to have to look down from some of these. Sorry, y'all. So, but I think Mike Hawkins is actually going to be really good for us this year. He fits the offense very good. He's a good runner. He's also a good passer, and he's still a freshman. That's one of the other points I made that Paul Finebaum didn't mention. He was a freshman when he was playing there. So he's developing still. He wasn't fully developed there. He's practically still a high schooler. Not technically, but a freshman is really young. Not even 20 yet, I'm pretty sure. But young guy. Mike Hawkins will be 10 times better than he was. Maybe not 10 times, but maybe like 2 times or 3 times better as he was as a freshman when he's a senior. So if you're just putting out things, you should probably look up before what you say. Like Paul Finebaum, freshman, he didn't have a good offensive line and only got a little bit of snaps. He still got a good amount of snaps, but he didn't have the most amount of snaps. Didn't have the best talent around him. He had some okay talent, but not like Georgia level talent. So I disagree with Paul Finebaum. What do y'all think in the comments? If y'all see anything else about Paul Finebaum, or whatever his name is, just tell me. What do y'all think about this situation about him calling out Mike Hawkins? I think it's not very I don't think it's just a good claim because Mike Hawkins is a great quarterback. He's a great runner. Even in that freshman season, he had a few breakout runs, and I bet you he's going to have a few breakout runs this year. My prediction was he's going to rush for 1,000 and pass for over 2,400. So he's going to be practically a better version of Garrett Green, and Garrett Green is pretty good. And he had a good offensive line, but Garrett Green wasn't the best passer, I think. And he passed more than Mike Hawkins in this Rich Rod offense. I think Mike Hawkins will pass less than Garrett Green and get more yards than him because they'll be more accurate. So I think Mike Hawkins will be the best quarterback in the past 5 or 6 years that we've had, maybe 10. He's going to be a really good quarterback, and he's going to make it even better because he has an offensive line that's over $5 million built. So let's get on to the next subject. The WVU basketball schedule so far. It looks jam-packed, and it looks like a gauntlet. I don't know how we're going to do against this, but we do have the 14th best recruiting class, but these teams are really good. I don't know how, and these teams are all in one tournament. Some of these aren't, but most of these are in one tournament, so it's going to be jam-packed. We're going to be tired, we're going to be wore out. So let me give you a few stats here. Teams we play that were in the NCAA tournament. There's 4 teams that were in the NCAA tournament in the past 2 years that we're playing in 2026. That's something to think about. And there's 3 teams in the preseason top 25 that we're going to play. So let me just tell y'all who we're playing. So the first game, we're going to play versus Niagara at home. So that's nothing too special. And then we go to Las Vegas for some kind of tournament. The first game against Auburn, they were a powerhouse 2 years ago, but they didn't have the best recruiting class this year, but still have a polarizing head coach. And then we play Kansas or UNLV. Kansas has the 5th best recruiting class in the country right now, so that's kind of concerning. They always are good, I feel like, but always fall apart. And for the past 5 years, they've been falling apart in the postseason. So, and then the next people we could play is Houston, Rutgers, Florida, or Notre Dame. So let's put this in consideration. A year ago, Florida won the national championship. A year ago, Houston was the runner-up for the national championship. And Houston also was in the Final Four, I believe, this year, or Sweet 16. They made the tournament. So, and they also have the 11th best recruiting class, or 14th, couldn't read it. And then after that series, which was a gauntlet, would probably already be gassed. I'm guessing we have at least 2 losses by this time because we're playing such a gauntlet. There's only like a few of those teams that aren't that good because all these teams in there are powerhouses. So the next team we play is versus Mercyhurst at home. That won't be too much of us. We could probably play, with like 5 minutes left, we could put on all of our backups. So all these other bad guys, not bad, but not starters, could play. So that will be fun to watch. And then the game I'm most excited for this season is Virginia Tech at home. We're going to get to play Virginia Tech. Hopefully this is the game we'll do like a gold rush. Because I remember last year we played Pitt and we made it a gold rush, and it was about this time in the year. So I'm predicting they're going to do gold rush versus Virginia Tech. That will be fun. And then we have to go play at Pitt that has the 28th best recruiting class. So that will be kind of scary to play. I remember last time we played at Pitt, we got destroyed, and it was kind of embarrassing. But we destroyed them last year, so it would be kind of even now. So it doesn't really matter because the basketball is a long season, a lot longer than football. So one loss doesn't really do anything unless it's like against a really bad team. So, and then the next person we play is Copen State. Not person, but team. Copen State, that won't be too much of a problem. And then that was the last non-conference game scheduled so far. None of the conference games have been released yet. And then the last neutral site game, but this was already scheduled a while ago. I was just doing the newer ones that I knew about. But this is the older one. Y'all probably already know about this. But we're playing Wake Forest in Greensboro. I'll be at this game. Can't wait for it. It's a little bit closer than Morgantown. So they also have the 31st best recruiting class. So this is a gauntlet. I think through this we'll have at least 3 losses by the end. At least, maybe more. But this is a great team. 14th best recruiting class. Brought in a 5-star Miles Sadler. Mo Silla, the best center in the country, freshman center in the country. Brought in Alio Doom, Miles Sadler's teammate. We brought in multiple 4-stars from the transfer portal. Transfer from Utah. We brought in a transfer, Javion Buchanan, Finley Bizjack, all kinds of star players. Maybe not the most elite, but they're still kind of good. Not good, but great. Great compared to the rest of college basketball. These are the best players, the best. 4-star is the second best you can get. It's hard to be a 4-star. 3-star is even good, but 4-star, that's elite, and 5 stars is even more elite. So I'm excited for this basketball season, and I can't wait to watch their team. It's going to be Slam Dunk City. It's going to be Lob City with Miles Sadler. It's going to be 3-Point City with Miles Sadler and Finley Bizjack. It's going to be a fun team to watch. So I can't wait. Now let's go on to the next subject. On SI released 100 predictions 100 days before the college football season starts. I'm a little bit late to this, but we're still going to do it. We've been doing 5 per episode. I missed a few days ago. So we're going to have to start doing that every episode till the season starts. So I'm going to give y'all my prediction number. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then their prediction number. Like these are the predictions I picked out today. 13, 25, 32, 44, and 45. I'll put the link in the description if y'all want to watch me play by play. Or if y'all want to check them out. They're pretty interesting. I'm putting in a few good ones, a few bad ones, so I can have a few good ones and a few bad ones per episode to make it interesting. So let's get straight into it. This is their pick number 13. WVU will have 2 players in the postseason Big 12 honors. So they're saying 2 players on the O-line will have Big 12 honors. So that's saying out of, I don't know how many players they pick. I believe it's like 12, or maybe 1. I'm not sure. Check it in the comments, but they're saying there'll be 2 players. So I'm predicting this will be maybe like Nick Cray or like, I don't know who they would pick, but definitely Nick Cray is probably our most experienced offensive lineman. I think I like his game a lot. And maybe like a sneaky pick would be like Carson Cassidy or somebody like that. Maybe somebody would come out of nowhere and just win it. So that was their pick. What do y'all think of that? I think that could definitely happen because I think definitely if we have if we could just bring in a few good players, I think they could work together to be an elite offensive line. They don't even have to be all stars. If they could just work together, they could all be stars in their own power. So I think, and Rick Trickett's one of the better offensive line coaches in the country right now. So he's coaching them up to be stars and powerhouses. So I think we're going to have, and we've spent over $5 million on our offensive line. So this prediction is pretty good, and I think it could definitely happen. If y'all agree, disagree with any of these predictions, put them down in the comments. So this is their pick number 25. 6 different Mountaineers will have a touchdown in the 2026 season. Their predictions for the players that have the touchdown. So they're saying 6 different. So there's 6 different players that will get a touchdown. So their prediction was Hawkins, Cook, Latimer, Boswell, Luke, and Max Brown. So Michael Hawkins, Cam Cook, Amar Latimer, and Boswell, Max Brown, and Caden Luke. Caden Luke's fullback. Most of those were running backs. I don't see any receivers. So they're not saying we're having any receiving touchdowns? Oh, I think it's rushing touchdowns. My bad. So they're saying rushing touchdowns. So I think that could definitely happen. I think that could even happen even more people having that. Because I think we'll be doing jet sweeps and maybe some direct snaps. Because in the new college football video game, they have a new play in there for West Virginia where you could snap it to any player on the field, like a lineman, and they could get a rushing touchdown. Or maybe we'll do some sweeps. So I think we'll definitely have some other more than 6 have a rushing touchdown. Because I remember last year we had some defensive player. I can't remember what his name was. He got taken away by Virginia Tech. But he was in there at the end of the season, I believe, against like Houston and Colorado. We played a lot then. So I think he could definitely have more than 6. I think this is a good prediction. So number 3 is my 3rd pick and their 32nd pick. They say the Mountaineers will start 3-0. I think this could definitely happen. I have a starting 4-0. So this is definitely happening. Our meat of the schedule is definitely at the end of the season. Our first part of the season isn't too bad. The only big power conference opponent we play is Virginia, and then the other 2 we play Coastal Carolina and UT Martin. Those are locks as wins. Even though CF Budge doesn't think we should be favored by 18.5. Check out that video. CF Budge, an analyst, says Coastal Carolina will put up a fight against us. So check out that podcast. It got a lot of views. I guess people liked it. I was at the beach, so it was a little bit windy, but it was okay. So I think we could definitely go 3-0. What do y'all think? I think we can go 4-0, maybe even 5-0. Let's get crazy. So, fourth pick. This was their 44th pick. The highest attended game in West Virginia's home schedule this year will be against Oklahoma State. This will be the Gold Rush. So I think this could definitely happen, especially if we start 3-0 and then first time we're going 3-0 in a few years, and then coming back home to Morgantown. I definitely think people will be hyped for that. I definitely think people will show up. So I think this is going to happen. And then the last pick for today, my pick number 5, their pick number 45. WVU will finally win the Coal Rush game. So when they made these predictions a few months ago, they didn't know the Coal Rush was going to be against Arizona. Arizona's a sneaky contender for the Big 12 championship, and Noah Fafita is probably one of the best returning quarterbacks in the Big 12. So this is going to be a tough one, but third time's the charm for the Coal Rush. I think we could win it, because it'd be kind of sad if we did the Coal Rush 3 years in a row and didn't win it once. I think we should just quit it if we don't do it, if we don't win it. I still think it's cool that we are paying tribute to the miners and just West Virginia's heritage, but I think we should definitely be able to win it. I think it would be kind of embarrassing if we didn't win it. So we need to try to win this one bad. We need this one bad. So thank y'all for watching. This was a little bit of a longer episode, but thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to be out for a little bit after this week. I'm going on 2 vacations in a row, so I'm going to try to get as many podcasts out this week. I'm going to try to do one every day. So sorry if I'm posting too much and blowing up your phone or your TV or something. So sorry if I'm posting too much. Maybe y'all could watch them later, or you don't even have to watch them. But make sure you like and subscribe. Don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it. We're at 151 subscribers. I'm so proud of myself. I've came so far, and we're just reaching for the stars. So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace.